One of the most famous stores in the world is our own Fortnum Mason. The quality of our merchandise is famous all over the world, as is our reputation for reliability and service. We're rightly proud of our heritage, which spans over 275 years, and our reputation as the Queen's grocer. But Queen or commoner, to us, all our customers are very important people. We're in business to satisfy our customers' needs, and will only remain in business if we do so. What then are these customers' needs? Let's look at our store through the eyes of a customer. Our customers expect to find a wide range of quality merchandise, attractively displayed, and of course, the highest possible standard of service. Our customers assume that we offer in every department fine quality goods from all over the world. As a sales assistant, your responsibility is to ensure that these are displayed and that you meet the customer's expectations for unsurpassed service. The following principles of customer service and sales apply whichever department you work in. Let's look first at displays. These should not only satisfy our customers' needs, but should be designed to stimulate the customer to purchase perhaps unfamiliar products. Customers expect a very high standard of personal service in a store of our reputation. Therefore, to the customer, you are more than a sales assistant. You are the vital link between them and the house. Our reputation for service depends upon you. A satisfied customer returns and brings her friends. Her impression of the whole store may well depend on you. It's quite a responsibility, isn't it? Well, this responsibility makes you very important to us. The single most distinguishing feature of your job is the face-to-face contact that you have with customers. This special relationship is, as we've said, the key to success. Our business depends upon it. Successful sales begin with firstly knowing all about the products we sell, and secondly, approaching the customer in the right way. Remember, customers are very important people, not unwelcome interruptions in the course of a busy day. If a customer can't find what she's looking for, don't just tell her where it is. Take her to it yourself. Remember, a smile costs nothing and can mean so much. So, be reassuring. Now let's look at the stages of a sale. They can be divided into three main areas: opening the sale, middle of the sale, and closing of the sale. Stage 1, opening the sale. The first rule of salesmanship is to establish contact with the customer. And you can't do that if you're chatting with a colleague or tidying up the merchandise. Customers must not be kept waiting. But do allow the customer to browse without feeling she's being watched. Be available if required. Be attentive without being pushy. In other words, be positive. Give the customer confidence to approach you. For a customer, how would you like to be greeted?
Good morning, madam. How may I help you?
Or,
Well, what do you want?
the best approach is by making a remark about the goods the customer is looking at.
Good morning, madam. What colour are you looking for?
Show interest in the customer by asking questions, politely, about her requirements. Encourage the customer to talk by asking open-ended questions. They start with these words: what, when, who, why, where, and how. Listen carefully to the customer's reply, and then you have a clear idea of what the customer requires. Now we know what the customer is looking for. It's by relating this requirement to your knowledge of the merchandise in your department that you can show the customer a suitable range of goods. Product knowledge includes knowing range and price, the quality of the goods, where stock is kept, what likely delivery dates there may be, particularly on temporary out-of-stock items, and details of our postal and van delivery service. Take a real interest in what you're selling. It shows. Encourage the customer to become involved by appealing to her senses. Allow the customer to handle goods, smell new fragrances, and where appropriate, taste new ranges of food. Tell the customer about the features or benefits of the goods you're showing her, and relate these benefits to her particular requirements. Assist the customer to select items to satisfy her needs. If the customer doesn't like the range you're showing her, introduce alternatives and advise her of their suitability.
No, madam, not in precisely that shade, but here are some that are similar.
Don't pressure the customer to buy. You're here to assist the customer to choose something he or she will be happy to own. Our aim is to create satisfied customers and to have them return to buy again from the store. Sales can be lost at this stage if you don't close the sale. You have to know when to stop selling a product. Going on about it when the customer has decided to buy it can be annoying and may cause the customer to have second thoughts. A friendly, "Yes, madam, I'm sure you'll be pleased with it," followed by, "How will you be paying?" is usually sufficient to close the sale. As a professional, you will have put sufficient change in your till for cash customers, and you'll know the correct way of making out the sales invoice. So, having taken the customer's money, observing the house cash handling rules, wrap up the goods neatly. Then, thank the customer for shopping at Fortnum's. Now, making a successful sale makes you feel good, doesn't it? Here comes a previous customer. Now, she doesn't look too pleased, does she? In any business, there will be some complaints. Happily in ours, they are generally very few. But you should know how to deal with them. The golden rules are listen, keep cool, and be polite. Listen means just that. Listen to what the customer is saying, and repeat back to her what you think her complaint is. That way, you're both sure you understand each other.
Oh, I see. The clasp on your new handbag is broken.
Make sure you know precisely what the problem is. Keep cool. Don't get flustered or involved in an argument. Know the company complaints procedure and stick to it. Be polite. Remember, the customer may not always be right, but they are always the customer, the most important person in the store. If you can't deal with the complaint, explain courteously to the customer that you'll find someone who can assist her. We've seen that customers expect high standards, and that includes the standards of dress and appearance of sales staff. At Fortnum's, we're proud of our staff standards. Staff uniform, whether formal attire, dress or overall, is worn for practical reasons. First, identification. It immediately identifies us to our customers. They know who we are and feel confident to approach us. In a store as large as ours, staff must be easily recognized. Second, where required, overalls or work coats protect our own clothes from becoming soiled. After all, clothes are expensive enough, aren't they? Third, when handling food, overalls, coats and aprons are more hygienic than everyday clothes. Hygiene is of critical importance, and many of the regulations are not only house rules, they are also the law of the land. For example, the Food and Drugs Act demands that hands be kept clean at all times. In particular, staff handling fresh products must not have long fingernails or wear nail varnish. Now, personal hygiene is always important for all staff, so make sure that you are nice to be near. We ask that you dress correctly in the store. Discreet jewellery, no excessive makeup or bizarre hair colouring, and sensible shoes. All we ask is that you give our customers the same standards of service you would expect yourselves. Wherever you work in the store, you are the public face of Fortnum Mason. We're all part of a team, relying on each other, and customers depend on that team. Staff are expected to be in their departments when the store opens, and also at the end of the day. Equally, it's only fair to other team members and customers that everyone is back on time from lunch and tea break. Always complete a sale or ensure that your customer is being served before leaving. Never remind your customer that it's near closing time, or show impatience by word or action. And finally, remember people decide whether or not they like shopping in the house by what you say, what you do, and what you look like, as much as by the goods that we sell. The best advertising is by word of mouth, personal recommendation. It's the way reputations are built. Reputations, like ours, built up over 275 years. Our reputation is in your hands, so keep it safe.